welcome to the live. So today, we're just gonna go over some double stroke rolls. I've done some videos here before, going over that, and excuse me. We're just gonna be doing that again today here, going over some double stroke rolls, and then also exercises to help you really with different variations of double stroke rolls, and then the title of this video is Finding Double Stroke Rolls, and so I'm going to go over some things that may be helpful for you if you are practicing double stroke rolls behind the drums. You know, maybe you're just not getting it, or maybe you just need some help. And so in this video, I was going to do that. And so I've been wanting to do a live for a few days now, and I've been trying to do multiple lives a week because I haven't been posting long form videos as much, and so I definitely want to get back to that. I mean, it's like I do have a bunch of stuff that I wanted to film that I just haven't filmed yet, and so we're gonna be I'm gonna get to those things, but also we had our first band practice on Saturday for Poetry on Fire, so for our band, and so check that out in the description. You can find links to Poetry on Fire's YouTube or our Spotify. Check out our songs there. But I want to film some videos of that as well, because I really want to. I feel like when I first started this channel, I wasn't playing as I wasn't playing as many performances like out. You know, I had moved, I guess I should say, and wasn't, you know, I had my stuff set up and started kind of filming some videos for YouTube. So it'll be nice once we start. As I mentioned, we practice on Saturday, so I may share a clip of that that my buddy got. But I do want to start getting that stuff kind of, you know, documented, just some practices or you know, headed to practice, or just kind of what that looks like, and share it with y'all. So double stroke rolls, I feel like I need to tune the snare drum here. Double stroke rolls are just the sticking is just right, left, repeat, and so I went over, and there's tons of stuff, I mean, about double stroke rolls. As I say, and I will always say, there's like people who could teach it better than me, drummers who are better than me, that can teach it, and but I like talking about it, and I want to share some things today that have helped me with double stroke rolls. Wow, that was way that was like loose. It's the first time that a tension rod on this die cast snare has loosened up on me like that. Like normally it stays pretty consistent with the tuning. That's something I want to do a video of too in the future, is some tuning. Replace some drum heads and then, you know, kind of have that. So just, I'm going to turn this, actually now that I'm thinking about it, I want the screen to be facing me so I can see what y'all are saying here. What's up, everybody? 10 people here. Wow. That's more people than I know. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna make sure this is good here so I can see the comments now and everything. So hopefully that doesn't look like crap. The angle here. I do, 14, hey. So I do want to do, obviously, more lives where it's like I'm plugged into the mics and everything. So as far as quality goes, with drums, it's just a bunch of noise. I mean, if you're a drummer, you know, everybody complains at one point in time in your life, or you get whatever, you know, where someone complains about it being too loud. And so hopefully my point is like the audio isn't too crazy. So double stroke rolls, as I mentioned. And so if you're practicing that, maybe you get to a certain speed and you feel like, man, that's as fast as I can go. I can't go any faster than that. And maybe you start going faster and you start I don't know. At this point, it's been so long since I learned double stroke rolls that I don't remember. I think my struggle was I couldn't figure out how to get it faster. And when I did, I feel like my weaker hand wasn't keeping up for whatever reason. It's like I could do the double strokes with my right hand, but then I think it was my left hand that wasn't keeping up. And so really, like if you're having that issue where you're like, man, I can't go any faster, this is as fast as I can go. Make sure my volume's on. I've done that before where I've talked for like literally 10 minutes and then the volume's muted. I gotta make sure I can see, like, yeah, dude. Okay, so if you're having that issue and you can't get it fast enough, the double stroke rolls, one of the things that you should practice really is catching the stick. Is throwing it down or dropping it, and this is just using that fulcrum thing, the fulcrum point, where you're getting the most bounce. You're getting the most balance where you get bounces naturally without even trying. I'm just dropping the stick here. Where are you gonna get the most balance? Obviously it's not up here. You can't come way up on the top of the stick. You're not gonna get any balance. You're just gonna fall that way. So where is that where's that spot on the stick that you're gonna get the most bounce? And so that's where, as drummers, I mean, we're using gravity to be able to play the things that we can play. And so when you find that, and it's good even for me, like I'll go back and be like, I don't know, man, am I holding it? And I've been drumming for 23 years, almost 24 here later on this year. But so like where is the most balance? And then so the point in me saying that is, like, with the double strokes, if you're struggling, you're like, man, I don't know, I can't go any faster than that. What you're gonna do is this exercise where you drop the stick, or throw it down, either or, both of them, honestly, because it's just good to get used to that feeling. And catch it after the second bounce. And this is one of those things where you're like, okay, dude, but like my double stroke rolls, I'm doing them, with my hand. How can I just let that bounce after that? And that's the whole thing, is like, you start off the double stroke roll using your fingers and or wrists. And as you get faster, like you're relying more on just for me, I don't know, you may be somewhere else. You may just be like, hey, I'm just looking for some double stroke rolls and like help for the drum set. I'm looking for some fills or beats or whatever it is. And so with this, if you are struggling with double strokes, as I just mentioned, that exercise will help you. Just like throw it down, drop it, catch it after 2 bounces. Try, both your hands together. Try to get that even. So like, that's something that I struggled with a lot with double stroke rolls. And that is an exercise that I would do. And I would practice it really slow with my left hand, because that's where I had the most trouble with catching it with a metronome, so if it's like, and something I kind of did was like reverse, I don't know the term, you could call it reverse engineer it. And, as I mentioned a little bit ago, you go from using wrists and, fingers to just relying on that bounce. And when I figured out, like, okay, I just need to catch it after 2 bounces, I started just playing around with it, even at slower speeds, just doing that. Just doing the bounce, and I would just opt out of the wrist and finger, and I would just go, okay, how can I do it as slow as possible just with the bounce? And I'm still using wrists there, but it's like, that is something I think that I did do when I was learning that. I almost did it a little bit backwards, where I was like, okay, I can do it with my hands and my wrist, but where do I go from there? Because my left hand doesn't want to cooperate. And I was just like, well, okay, what if I just started just catching it after 2 bounces, and then from there, I was like, oh, then I can come back to the finger control or wrist control, and then be able to do that. And so from there, you're going to be able to take that. I hope this so far is helpful for you if you are like struggling with that. What's up? So as far as like exercises behind the kit though, and I've done some videos on these. You can check out all the double stroke roll videos here on my YouTube channel. They're all free, by the way. They are not like, there's tons of videos that I have on YouTube, like tons of lessons and stuff like that. So if you're not subscribed, or maybe you are subscribed and you haven't hit the bell notification, hit that as well. But subscribe to the channel and, you know, share this if you're finding it helpful. That also helps me, because it's going to help other people find the stuff that we're teaching here that's going to be extremely beneficial for their drumming. And so definitely subscribe and check out all the lessons I have here. But this is one of the ones I've gone over, is I think it's a 5-stroke roll, I'm wanting to say. But essentially it's just right, right, left, left, right. And right there, if you're like, how can I incorporate double stroke rolls into my drumming? Right, right, left, left, right is going to be the first stop if you are, you know, new to this. And like, I'm just doing it where I'm alternating between the hi-hat and doing that last hit on the snare, or not really. I'm doing them all on the hi-hat, just with the 2 and the 4 kind of backbeat on the snare. But you could do that last. Or alternating between right, right, left, left, right, all in the hi-hat, and right, right, left, left, right, you know. So like. And so that's just in a beat aspect, just between the hi-hat and the snare, really in different variations. I mean, you could do, that's something I think I've taught on, is like right, right, left, left. Something else there, you know, right, right, left, left, right. And I'll ghost note those 2 lefts sometimes, or like how quiet can you make those, just to kind of add like. And so right, right, left, left, right, 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 left, left, right. Oh, right there too. Like, so using these rudiments, it's like, and it's all, I mean, there's so much, like with anything, with any instrument, but like you start to see like, man, I could really do like a lot of cool stuff there. Or I could like, if I'm doing right, right, left, left, right, then that left hand's opened up because I just did a right into that, you know, 5-stroke roll. Then I could go to the hi-hat and do something cool like a open hi-hat with a kick drum behind it. Okay, and then you could kind of go, well, where is that sit at? You know, because right now I'm just coming up with ideas, and you start to think, okay, this sticking is cool. Like, where can I make that be applied, like musically? And different variations of that. Another, you know, idea there. Or, you know, I'm doing open hi-hat. What if I wanted to go to, I like to do like the bells, you know. And that's really like, honestly, where you have those beats and the snare is like on an upbeat, and I just did it there, but it was like, and all I'm doing is just right, right, left, left, right, left, and then you could also, you know, mess around with what you want for those double strokes. Another hi-hat raise right, you know, at that very last right, 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 left, left, right. Man, I keep messing that up. So like I think about that beat, and for me, I'm like, that would be really cool in a song, on in like a bridge area, you know, maybe, where it's like there's an instrumental and a break, and then we're coming back into like, you know, a verse or a chord, whatever it is. We had practice the other day, and our in-ear system, something was missing. I don't know, like I forget what was going on with it, but the speaker was like this big, and I told my buddy it looked like Decepticon, like the thing was going to transform and take us all out. But that we weren't running through in-ears because there was something messed up with like the powered mixer or something. And that we had that thing just blasting, and I normally like there's a backing track with it, and so there's some synth, and so we're like listening to that while we're trying to play, and it's really it was kind of difficult because I was playing an electric kit, and I'll share a couple of those clips here on YouTube, really of that, but my ears hurt, and I just crashed that, and my headphones weren't on all the way, so. That double stroke roll, you know, as I mentioned, just tons of different like ideas. Another idea there. As I mentioned, you could do right, right, left, left, right, or, you know, right, right, left, left, right, and then do a snare kind of the that beat we were just doing. So either, sorry. Right there, right on the bow, left, last right on the bell of the ride. Something, you know, if you want to practice that rudiment in succession, doing something like that where it's like, so just right, left, right, left, right, or, you know, left, right, left. Practice like with your, you know, non-dominant hand, or alternating left, right, left, right, left, right. So these are like, I feel like a lot of this stuff that I go over is like super informal, and I'm just like sharing all these different ideas and exercises, but that's really like where you're going to be able to come up with the most creative stuff, is like taking these rudiments and sticking patterns and just going, where can I throw this at? Like that right there, the same thing, but I'm changing up the sticking to lead with my left hand, and it's like left, right, left, end on the snare. So right there, I could kind of turn that into like a... trying to figure this out here. Something, yeah. So it's just like cool ideas where it's like, okay, being able to take that around the kit. Right there, all that, I mean, really, I mean, I'm adding some ghost notes here and there, but that was all that same rudiment. And then I was kind of doing the... And so you can kind of come up with those really cool roll, like ditties or whatever you want to call them, on the hi-hats. With that rudiment. Let me take a drink here really quick. So, yeah, boy. take that around the toms. Right there, as I mentioned a little bit ago, like alternating between the right, left, right, and left, right, left. I just did a really cool beat where it was like right, left, right. Let me do this again. I feel like I forgot what I did. Yeah, so right, left, right, left, right, left on the snare. Also just do that between the hi-hat and the snare if it's kind of, you know, maybe it's throwing you off reaching over to the ride. As you get more comfortable with that, that's a really fun exercise because it's going to help open up your drumming to your weaker, you know, hand. I'm getting carried away here, but that's it in terms of double stroke rules. So if you haven't, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and a link in the description below if you're looking at getting better with drums. You know, maybe this lesson is helpful for you. Maybe all the free lessons I have on YouTube are helpful for you, and you're looking at taking your drumming further. Maybe you feel like you are stuck and you keep playing the same things behind the drums. Maybe you're like, why can't I get faster? Why can't I find the discipline or the motivation to practice more, or to come up with a goal, you know, to really hone in on, or if you just want to get better with your rudiments, or coming up with more fills, linear drumming, whatever it is, in the description below, book a lesson with me. I want to help you get past your issues, your plateaus behind the drums. Also, I have courses below over multiple different things: motivation, getting a faster, weaker hand, linear drumming, some rudiment stuff. Check it out in the description below. You do not want to miss that. I would love to help you out. So that was it over this though. But until next time, stay tuned. And if you have any requests, let me know as well.